for deeper love of Jesus that will embrace everyone rather than separate us and not bring us together in the Lord. You know people that are crying out for a deeper spirituality, for the Word of God, for a community of love and faith, for a place where we are energized together, where we really live the joy of Christ. And some days I wave that white flag. And you're going to say, Father John, I'm going to nourish you. I'll give you a word of hope or of encouragement. That's what being followers of Jesus, that means taking up your daily challenge, your daily cross, and saying, yes, Lord, you're out of that little place in my heart and you're into my fullness of life, because I can put in my home. I believe in God and I profess Jesus, my Lord, which means I love all people and I embrace everyone. Am I making sense to you? It's the ramblings of an old soul, but it's great to be able to say that, and you can't contradict me. But I didn't hear anybody put their hand up and say, no, Father John, you're not rambling, you're well organized. So I want to also share something with you, a little refreshing gift. This woman, Zola Wellborn, a retired nursing assistant, became sick with the coronavirus. Read the story of how this nurse's assistant, before she died, had touched people's lives. They're lined up just to touch the trolley carrying her body. Just to touch it, not immediately, but put their hands out. Doctors, nurses. She was someone who caught it about giving the drink of love, the drink of hope, the drink of kindness, the drink of sensitivity, of awareness, of joy. And there are 2 pages about that kind of love. I look here and a little account from the life of Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was a famous Irish writer. He's a world-famous writer in these days, for those of you that are into literature. But he was arrested. He was adored everywhere. Acclamation. Then it was discovered he was homosexual. And police put him into handcuffs and were bringing him to court. And the people were jeering and shouting. And then one man stood on the street. One. And as Oscar Wilde was being taken in disgrace, the man took his hat off and bowed to him. And the whole street changed from jeering to silence. And this is what Oscar Wilde wrote. And I think there are many people like that who suffer today. He says, men have gone to heaven for smaller things than that. I do not know to the present moment whether my friend is aware that I was even conscious of his action. It is not a thing for which one can render formal thanks in formal words. I store it in the treasure house of my heart. I keep it there as a secret debt that I can never possibly repay. It is embalmed and kept sweet by the myrrh of many tears, when wisdom has been profitless to me and philosophy barren, and the proverbs and phrases of those who sought to give me consolation as dust and ashes in my mouth. The memory of that lovely silent act of love has unsealed for me all the wells of pity, made the desert blossom like a rose, and brought me out of the bitterness of lonely exile into harmony with the wounded, broken, and great heart of the world. Maybe it's good time for us to bow our heads before some other human being somewhere and give them hope. Let them know what love means. Let them find in our expression love. Think of the cup of water and the many ways we can give it. And don't let anyone go thirsty. Because when I do, boys and girls, I really let Jesus go thirsty. Be like Elisha, who saw need and was aware, sensitive. And he is the great prophet. And we must